Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody. What's up?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
We wanted to be like the Podfather and have our own holiday show. It seemed like last year everybody was having one, and we didn't have one. So I'm like, man, we're slacking here. So
Slacking off, man.
yeah, we've got a holiday show for y'all. I'm joined by a couple notable folks here. We got the one and only Podfather. He agreed to come on and grace us with his presence. So we appreciate you being here, Eric.
Yeah.
Of course, Chuck, my co-host and partner in crime. How you doing, man?
Yeah. I'm good. I got the COVID, so I'm dealing with that right now. But I'm okay. Right. Yeah. I was kind of sick yesterday, but I feel better today. I wasn't gonna miss this, so.
It's making the rounds, man.
It definitely is.
So. It's fun. Hopefully you're not too sick.
Nah, not too bad, man. I had one day of I did not feel well for sure, but man, I woke up this morning and was like, oh, okay. Nice.
Nice. And the Gecko Master, Dustin Gron. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing well. Got my sweet lady DDP, so I'm ready to go.
Of course.
Spiked it with a little pear, as one does.
Whoa, the Joner's living dangerous tonight, folks.
Getting crazy for the holidays here.
Yeah.
Oh, we're just waiting for one more guest here. Mr. Steve Sharp. He was supposed to be here. He said he'd be here, so he should be here any second now. But
in 3, 2, 1. Let's not do that again. All right. Let's keep going.
All right. So let's see what is new. Yeah, you guys enjoying your holidays?
Yeah.
All right. I am off of work, so today was my last day of work until I think I have to work a couple days next week, but yeah. You guys
Me too.
Yeah, nice.
I got 2 more days.
I got to take the next 3 days off.
All right. Yeah. They give you Christmas off, huh?
Yeah. What a bunch of swell folks. Yeah. Thanks, CDC.
Looks like we got some good folks in the chat there. Thanks for coming on, guys. Good to see you. Got somebody all the way from down under there. Old Darren, thanks for being here, man. It's good to see you guys. So, yeah, good stuff. Well, I don't know. Do we wait? How long do we wait for Steve-O? Do we just get started?
I feel
here?
like that was the question. I mean, that's been a question. How long are we waiting for Steve? Come on, Steve. Let's go, Steve.
I want a monkey, Steve.
Steve.
We got a special guest here, man. This is another reptile fan. She's come. She was really begging to be on the podcast, but
I was just going to say, would the holiday show be complete without her?
Awesome. She has a dachshund.
Nice.
There you go, Eric. We're babysitting a dog. I don't know how we get in these situations, but it's not potty trained. I'm told it's a service for the holidays. So
being kind for the holidays.
We're allowing somebody to go home and visit their family in California. So there you go.
Thank you for taking care of us Californians.
Yeah. Summer's doing a good job. So do you want to say happy holidays? What do you?
Well, I don't know.
She wanted to be on so bad. Now she doesn't know what to say.
What do you want me to say?
Say happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
There you go.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Hey, don't be scared. You're doing better than Steve right now.
He said, "Don't be scared. You're doing better than Steve."
Oh,
now Dustin's gone too. Yeah,
they're dropping like flies.
Oh,
there he
there's
is.
Steve.
Hey guys,
how's it going?
Can we
I
only
can't
do
get
4
my
people?
AirPods to connect to my computer.
I don't hear any echoes or anything, so it sounds good.
There we go. Okay.
All right. Well, we are all assembled now.
We just needed some Podfather magic there for sure.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I think Yeah, I'm not very good at this live Facebook stuff, but
I know we got the
yeah.
Podfather here, Justin. Tighten up. Let's go. Let's go. We can't be looking like this on our own. Well, it's bad enough that we're biting the holiday show, but we're not looking good right now.
Reviews will come down.
That's
There
what
we
I'm
go. There you
saying. We don't want to make next year's list of grievances. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
these
not
guys
trying
don't
to
know how
do
to
that.
run a YouTube
Yeah.
show.
Yeah,
I think
know
I might
Nipper
hear.
will put us right under the bus, dude.
Do I hear any sleigh bells? Do
Oh.
you guys hear that? I don't know. It sounds like a special guest might be coming by.
Mm.
Do you hear that, Eric?
I
don't know.
do. I
Do
do.
you? I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe we could let a special surprise guest in.
Sure.
All right.
He didn't come in.
Or not. Man, I'm
was
really striking out
anticlimactic.
here. That's what I was thinking. Should I message now?
Merry
Okay.
Christmas, folks. You get nothing.
Santa's dead. He's not real.
Get a big fat zero. Nothing for you.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I'll keep my ear to the window here. We'll see. Well, it is freezing here. I came down into my little den here to record, and my pilot light was out on the little heater in here, so it was freezing. We're down in like the single digits. Not fun, but I hear it's coming your way, Eric. You guys, looks like Robert says you guys are going to be cold here soon.
Oh man.
It is
Yeah.
not fun.
Yeah, tomorrow it's supposed to drop from tonight. It's in the 60s.
Uh-huh.
And then tomorrow it's supposed to be like maybe 10.
That's quite a drop.
Yeah.
50
That sounds
degree
horrible.
drop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're there.
It's like-
We're right there with you.
It's like maybe getting to 40 here at night.
Yeah. So, in typical California fashion, I just want to rub it all in your guys' face that we will be in the 80s on Sunday. So,
Son of a bitch.
you're welcome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we're
got
like-
You're welcome.
We're like high mid 70s, so
Yeah.
right behind you.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, you're right behind us. Right, for sure. For sure.
How about you up in
Yeah.
Northern California, Steve? You guys getting cold
Oh,
up there?
I'm like Central Valley, so it's like I don't know. It's been the 40s and 50s lately, but
Yeah.
it's not bad. It's not Cache Valley cold. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it was like 30 the other day, and I'm like, oh, it's so nice and warm out here. I walked out without a coat on. I'm like, it's beautiful.
Lunacy.
And then it went back down to the single digits. So I had one nice
Lunacy.
day yesterday, and today is just back to the miserableness. But what do you do? Man, we
You're
got
gonna go
another
skiing.
Aussie joining us to mock us and to get his little piece in there. Welcome, Mr. Iper.
Oh, I know Scott wouldn't miss this.
Yeah.
The secret guest is coming.
Oh, wait. Do I hear the sleigh bells?
Yeah.
Sleigh bells better start back up and deliver this time.
Round two.
Maybe Santa is real.
Oh wait,
Oh,
he might
my
want. He
gosh.
might be one of those. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say maybe he's one of those ones that. Technical challenge. All right.
Okay.
Not as
Maybe
bad
we
as
don't
Nick,
have. Not as bad
There
as
we
you.
go. Now we
All right.
got him.
All right.
What's up,
Hey.
Hey.
Welcome, Ron. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, man. How you
Happy
guys doing?
holiday. Doing
Good,
well.
man.
Doing well. I had to get the OG on here, get Ron on to hang out with us here. So
That's awesome.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate the invite.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Well, let's get this party started. We're going to try to do things a little differently than the NPR holiday show. So I
bunch
figured
of
we'd
hacks.
start out. Yeah.
We are.
Trying
Well, I'll save it for later.
All right. We our first little topic of discussion here is what's your favorite Chuckism? So any takers on that one?
Oh wow!
I got a couple.
Hush falls over the
Yeah,
crowd.
all right.
Nobody has any, man.
Oh, you're asking
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Chuck
Yeah,
did it.
yeah.
Yeah. You wanted Chuck to answer this?
Chuck, what is your no? What do you got?
Yeah,
Dustin?
Chuck, what's your favorite Chuckism?
Yeah.
I got a couple.
Yeah,
ahead,
go for it.
I thought it was pretty funny was when he was singing happy birthday to himself. It's a,
I don't remember that one.
no one
You
else seemed to
know that?
notice.
A little tear ran down his cheek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my favorite was probably when he said, "Get out there and hurt. It's the shit."
That's a good one.
It's true.
Mine is the
Words to live
general.
by.
Mine is the general closing of the show.
Yeah.
I think that is, yeah, it's pretty freaking sweet. I look forward to that every time I edit when I get to the end and then I line up the vocal right there. You know.
The check outros.
And because
oh, yeah.
because I know this, I feel like when I don't bring the heat, I let the
Yeah.
Godfather down. You know what I mean? Like once Justin cuts it off, and I know I haven't given my best performance, I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah. There's been a few times I'm like, really? That's the
Yeah, no, there has.
Eric will be disappointed.
Well, you know what? If I didn't have to pick up the slack for Justin screwing up MoreliaPythonsRadio.com, I wouldn't be distracted when that happens. You know what I'm saying?
You'd think I could remember your website by now, but I'm like, wait a second. Is it .com or .org?
It's .biz. You've been reading it all
Justin's
wrong.
like, it's .edu. No, that's not right.
Wait, that's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Any others? I've got a couple. I think probably the most significant one would be Mac and Wookie. I mean,
Yes.
Yep.
that's got to
Still
be
waiting
one
on
of
my
the
Mac
best.
and Wookie shirt, man.
Yeah.
I want
There's
it
a-
autographed by Chuck.
We probably need to roll those out.
Yeah, there's
We
only one in
probably should.
existence, right?
Yeah.
That's who was man, I'm so bad. Who won that one? Do you remember?
I think it was Andy Middleton, right?
Oh, Andy, yeah, that's right.
You guys are killing me. You guys are killing me. We got a freaking quiz show coming up, and you guys are still
Oh, hey, there you go.
Jesus. All right, all of you in the
Listening
chat,
in
just
here.
getting the ansers.
There you go.
It's open
Free
book
answer.
tonight, folks. Open book.
Sorry, Chuck. Sorry. We can
It's
throw
okay.
that one out if you want.
No,
He's
well,
good. Chuck came in hot with lots of questions, so that'll be fun.
I tried. You said we got to get questions, and I came with questions. That's all.
Yeah.
That
all
you
right.
did.
Just wanted to.
You did.
I wanted to
You
be
did
known
not
that
disappoint.
I do as the co-host. I do my part once in a while.
Yeah.
There are co-hosts that do their part. Oh man,
Yeah.
I wish I had one of them.
Yeah. Dude, but you got a Mac and Wookie. I mean, who's got
Yeah,
a Mac
I
and
know.
Wookie?
You got to take the good.
The
with
Mac and
bad.
Wookie
Yeah.
is useless, right? Does he do anything?
I mean, I
He
kind
does
of feel like
nothing.
that's the point of the Mac and Wookie, right?
He brings wit. That's
Yeah.
about it.
There you go.
Exactly.
He's not here to defend himself, so we can.
I
Exactly.
do love the Mac and Wookie.
I would say though, like, I mean,
Yeah.
he's adopted that name. He calls himself the Mac and Wookie now.
He
So
does.
how
I am
significant?
so
you know,
proud of that.
He
I'm
listened to
so
me.
proud.
I
that's
told
pretty
him,
amazing.
just embrace it, man. Just embrace it, bro. If you embrace it, then you know it takes
wouldn't-
kind of the sting away from it.
He
Yep.
literally went from not even acknowledging the Forest Yeti to full on taking the persona. I think it's important that we do not overlook the gravity of what happened. It was
Yes.
amazing. Nothing short of a Christmas miracle, folks.
Yes.
Nothing short of a Christmas miracle.
Exactly. That's good stuff, man. Good stuff. Way to go on that.
Definitely.
Any others? I like McPeakin. I thought that was a good one.
McPeakin.
McPeakin, referring to our good friend Mr. Keith McPeak. Yep.
And what I do love about McPeakin is all of the derivatives that can come from it
Yes.
in the everyday life of Keith McPeak.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
I mean, he's a bird guy, so he's McBeacon, you know. When he's trying to get away, he's McSneakin. Like it's endless. It's freaking endless. It's amazing.
Remind me not to challenge you to a rap battle, Chuck.
Oh, dude.
That's I appreciate your Chuckisms, Chuck. You're a good co-host, and you make
Thank you,
this a
sir.
fun job for sure. Man, I guess we can. Ron, you survived, huh? You've got some cold weather coming your way. You had to get all your lizards, batten down the hatches, and prepare for the cold.
It's a freaking nightmare, dude. I mean, it's not it won't be probably the coldest one of the year, but it's pretty brutal. It's going to last for like 4 or 5 days, and when you have all this tropical shit outside, we're looking at upper 20-degree wind chills and stuff like that.
Oh man.
So
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun for the
yeah.
no.
So-
Glad you got them all covered up and ready for the weather.
Yeah. I got my exercise for the next year.
Ron, did most of it stay outside and get, sheltered in place, or did you have to kind of make, pull some of it in, or a little bit of both, or?
Everything that basically will go into a bunker type thing that's already, in their enclosures, those all stay outside. They're all all the enclosures are wrapped in 6 mil clear plastic sheeting, creates a greenhouse effect. And but I had to add 120 bags of cypress mulch in like 2 days, so that was fun. But so all that shit is like, all the blue tongues and the dragons and all that, they're all underground, covered up. They're fine. The arboreal stuff is a nightmare because I have them all roll in and roll out, but the building that they roll into is basically impossible to heat. It's a 4 bay door warehouse type thing on the property. So, those bay doors, the air just comes in, the cold air. Yeah. So that's I don't know how that's going to play out yet. I've got a contingency for if it's a problem. I think it'll be all right. Anoles those giant anoles are found in Florida, all over the place. So they can take some cold, and it shouldn't get, lower than the 50s in there. But yeah, it's been a stressful week watching this thing spin its way here. It's like a hurricane all over again, but with cold.
Yeah. Man, that's rough.
Yeah.
Go right from hurricane season to polar vortex season.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you being here, even though you spent half the day covering lizard tanks and stuff. That's
the problem, is that we can't really react for most of the stuff until the very last minute.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to go along, and then all of it's got to be done like the day before, and then you kind of sit here and wait and and hope.
Oh man,
it's all good, man.
Yeah. Well, cool. All right. Well, as one of the Chuckisms was get out and herp. Let's talk about where we want people to go. Where's some good places to herp? So, what do you got? You got any recommendations for folks to go check stuff out?
You talking to me?
Anybody? Yeah, everybody.
I mean, I heard South Florida extensively forever.
Yeah. You know that place like the back of your hand, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's South Florida. Yeah, I mean, I did that from the time I was a little kid until I eventually left South Florida in 2006. So I was out every day. Initially, I did it for a living. I was collecting all the non-native stuff and selling it in the trade. And then, we would go out and look for things like Brooks King snakes and stuff like that, rattlesnakes and all that cool stuff. So there's a lot of cool places.
Have you found it like declining to a substantial amount over the years, or is it still pretty good herping? Like,
I actually haven't really done much in the last 7 or 8 years, but from what I've heard from other people, it seems like it is, at least the old places are pretty dried up there. And I mean, I'm not sure, it's hard to say. I think South Florida is so heavily developed now. Like, when I go down there now, it's almost unrecognizable. It's a concrete canyon, but there's still a lot of non-native stuff. All that stuff thrives all around people's houses and in their yards and stuff. But the native stuff there's good spots though. I mean, the area between where Miami ends and then from the end of Miami to the Keys, the Upper Keys, that area is still relatively untouched, and it's really good for like diamondbacks and Brooks Kings and corn snakes and stuff like that. And then when you get into the Keys is very developed, but there's like a lot of trash piles there. There's a lot of little dirt roads that are full of people dumping like roof tiles and stuff. And those places are amazing. And actually that's where the best herping in Miami really comes out of going outside of the city and finding tar paper piles and tile piles and man, there have been times where, I mean, we used to, if we found a tile pile, like a good size, terracotta roof tile pile, we would then cover it with carpet for the summertime. And there were times where we would pull the carpet back and there would be so many corn snakes curled up that you couldn't possibly grab them all before they went. There were times where I had one in each hand and I was pressing one down with my knee, and my buddies all had some and they were all like down in there.
Wow.
And that's still like that.
Yeah.
But, but you got to find, disturbed.
Yeah. The right spots and the junk out there. Isn't that funny? Like we think of herping, in these pristine areas, and like trash piles are the best place to go, what people think it is and what it really is.
Right. Yeah. Tin carpet.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
That's awesome. Yeah. We're hoping for a Reptile Fight Club episode down herping with you in Florida sometime soon. So we got
like I said,
happen.
Man.
That'd be awesome.
The best time probably would be the spring or fall.
Yeah. That's the trick is in North America, that's about the time to go everywhere is like spring or fall. So picking where to go is the trick, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, any others? I'm looking forward to like getting in herping more in Mexico. I thought that was pretty cool. I got kind of a little bit of a glimpse on a trip down there, but I want to check it out a little more, maybe down Baja and stuff, but there's a lot of cool reptiles to be found down there.
Yeah.
And I got to get back to Australia sooner than later, man. I'm itching to get back over. Eric's trip just about killed me watching him down there, but yeah. And Costa Rica, that was a lot of fun. I want to get back there too.
I hear that's a good spot.
Yeah, it's crazy the amount. And now I'm not really much of a jungle herper. I like the desert herping a little better, but it was cool. Lots of stuff, but just kind of hard to spot. Good thing like all the park rangers kind of know where everything is. Like they go out in the morning and spot a few things and then kind of tell you where to go. So it's almost like go here and look up in this tree and you'll see this. So it's not
that's cool.
Not the most exciting, but it's like you're going to see something. So it's good to ask the park rangers. All right. Well, how about you guys?
Well, my go-to.
Yeah, Mexico's kind of my number one spot.
Yeah. Where in Mexico specifically, or just generally?
Well, I'd like to do San Carlos just because I'm kind of familiar with there. But I mean, like you said, Baja.
Mm-hmm.
A couple years ago, we went down for the whale sharks, and I convinced the group of guys I was with to road cruise and got a couple of Enyos, which is super cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
I'd like to go down there and focus on herps. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing the whale sharks though. That would be really cool.
Oh yeah,
that was really cool.
List.
Yeah, and the guide that took us out was super cool. So he was like, there's like 4 other boats out there. I'm gonna take you to this island where you can go swim with some sea turtles and sea lions and all this stuff, and they'll call me once they find sharks. They did.
That's
we
awesome.
went and swam for a couple hours in the morning, and they gave him the call, and we went to where they were and swam with the sharks.
That sounds like a good tour to do. Count me in next time you go on that one.
Okay,
that's cool.
It's in a bay too that's surrounded by islands, and all the islands have like endemic speckled rattlesnakes.
Oh, that would be cool too. Herp some islands. Yeah, I'd like to get they're over by Tiburon to check out the blue collards, the Dickersons.
Yeah,
that would be cool. That's another one I really want to see. We were gonna go down there, but didn't end up doing it. So, yeah. Eric, you were gonna say where you?
Well, Australia is the way to go, man. I mean,
rub that shit in, Eric. Just rub that shit in.
Actually, I got a pretty solid year of herping lined up. We're going to Utah in May.
Yeah,
we're going into the Cape York in June.
Uh-huh.
We're going to the Northern Territory in October. And where's the other place? Pennsylvania throughout the summer and fall. There was another spot that I'm forgetting. I can't remember.
That's a good year.
Jesus, man, that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah,
just leave your phone in the car.
Or
leave your phone on the mountain. So you can
phone on the mountain, plane in the book.
Works out well for you.
Book in the plane.
Yeah. Chuck, where are you looking forward to herping?
I'm looking forward to just getting out kind of into Otay east of me and doing herping around here when it warms up. Want to kind of,
get out and kind of see what's in the backyard a little bit more. And then I'm looking forward to spring. Hopefully we can pull together that Jordan Parrott Anza Borrego trip. So
yeah, sounds good, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Steve, you getting out this year? You coming down to Borrego again?
Yeah, I would like to try to get down to Borrego and poke around down there. And I've been in California now for almost 3 years and have done barely anything. I haven't had time.
Yeah.
So I hopefully we'll be able to get down to Anza Borrego and poke around down in Southern California. And then I'd like to make a trip out to Arizona at some point again this year and herp the motherland and go back down to the Chiricahuas down into Mecca and herp down in that area again. That was a pretty epic trip this past couple months ago. And whatever opportunities present themselves at work, always I always jump on those whenever they pop up. So I'll be herping in the our study site where we're releasing the blunt-nosed leopard lizards that we've reproduced at the zoo. So that site's pretty cool. It's in the Panoche Hills, which is in the northern part of the Central Valley, and there's some really neat stuff through there. So be herping through there, and I think this year we're supposed to release some lizards out into the field site. So that should be lots of going out and monitoring and just checking on the lizards and making sure they're not all gone. So
that's awesome.
We'll see what happens.
Nice when work sends you out herping. That's a good way to do it.
I always tell my team, like, it's nice that you get paid to go herping, so take advantage of it when they offer it. So
Heck yeah.
Are there opportunities to go like overseas and do some kind of project?
Yeah, our zoo does offer some grants for international travel, and I'm trying to. I don't want to spill too much beans on it, but like there's some plans in the works for maybe doing some stuff over in like Indonesia and looking at some lizard species over there. So we might be able to do some stuff in the near future, but it's all dependent on this grant, and you have to compete for grant money with other people in the zoo. So we'll see what happens with it though. I think we have a pretty good shot at getting something.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, thanks guys. It looks like there's some good suggestions in the chat as well. Darren's saying Flinders ranges, Gammon ranges. That's definitely on my bucket list. Planning my 50th birthday there.
Right?
So everybody's welcome to join. Just have to bring a little present, or find me something cool. 2025 in the Gammon ranges. So that'd be a fun trip. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out the best time to go there. So get some good intel from the locals. I got to find one of those carpets down there, see them in the wild.
Hell yeah.
It'd be awesome. Yeah.
Let me see here.
Madagascar, Christopher Trippy. Got what else? Raja Ampat and PNG from Robert. That'd be cool. Some
Lisa, I may try to go to Pomona. I don't know. Justin and I had started to talk a plan, but in typical fashion, I fell through with it. So I might go up there. I don't know.
You guys should. I'll be there.
You be there?
Yeah.
Oh man, he just sweetened the pot. Sweetened the pot.
We get Steve there, and we got the band back together.
Man, we could do that. Do that.
I would make a trip down for Pomona. So.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, we might have to do it. I don't. Is it too late to vend? I don't know if we could get a table or not.
I bet you could get a table.
I'm so lazy these days at selling stuff, but
I know, me too, dude.
You got a table, Dustin? Or are you vending?
Yeah, I'm actually going to be vending with Herp Time Armin.
Oh, cool.
I'll be with him,
nice.
And then a couple other buddies, specialty herbs, and it'll be fun.
Cool. Maybe I can buy a corner of your table or something. Throw some animals there.
Yeah, I should have some extra space. If you bring down some animals, throw them on the table.
There we go.
Nice.
I am headed to Tinley this year. They're having another gecko symposium, so Russ asked me to give a talk, so that should be fun to get out to Tinley again. Hopefully nobody steals my bed this time, and I won't have to sleep on the floor on some couch cushions or whatever. So.
Well, now that have reached podcast stardom, surely your chances of having your bed stolen will be much, much less.
Much, much higher. Oh, less. All right. Well, I don't know. That's lots of good stuff. Herping, get out there and herp, like Chuck says. It's the shiz. How about your favorite memory of 2022 as far as reptile stuff goes? I think finding the twin spot with Dustin and Chuck and Steve, that was pretty epic. Seeing two on the afternoon, I know. And we kind of looked in the same area as where we them, Eric. So we were in the right spot, maybe just the wrong time. I don't know, but
yeah,
that was pretty epic having that experience, seeing that species in the wild. So
hell yeah.
I think literally waking up and finding that green rat like 15 minutes after we started, like it was like, I mean, I'm like, that was like God put that thing there for us. It was amazing. That was pretty amazing, man. That was pretty, and I think, and I will say this,
my favorite memory.
To see how happy Dustin was when we found it. Like he was totally shitting his pants.
That's what I was gonna say. That was the best part for me, was just seeing Dustin's reaction to that, getting his lifer green rat. That was awesome.
Yeah. That picture I have of you laying down next to it is pretty sweet. You just sat there like it thought it was a perfectly camouflaged stick or something.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
There's a lot of time for that little snake.
Yeah. And then you found another one then like the next day, right? You went.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I imagine that was one of your favorite memories.
Having a couple of green rats in my hand, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. How about the rest of you guys?
Mine was finally seeing Imbricata at Scott and Ty's place. I think I was probably about as excited as Dustin was to see the green rat, to see Imbricata.
Yeah. Now we have to just do it in the wild. We kind of got gypped with COVID because we were planning on being in Western Australia and looking for those things.
Yeah.
Didn't work out, but yeah. Steve found one of those in Western Australia. He found the one the second one that I saw, and first one was with Heidi, and I begged her to let me stay just a little longer. Sure enough, one was coming across the road right where we'd seen a couple DORs. So
that day was pretty epic. I think we saw like 13 shinglebacks or something.
Yeah. Wow. Just following them around.
Minor, like we saw a bunch of cool stuff that day. Yeah.
It's hard to beat Western Australia. I mean, those geckos were like thick on the road. We saw
everywhere.
Like 50 of them, like just kind of weaving around them.
Does it become like it's another gecko, we're not stopping at some point?
Almost, then you kind of check yourself and you're like, wait a second, get out of the car and check it out.
Well, because like half the time it was like a different species that we hadn't seen yet, so I mean we were stopping for most everything. After I fell off the waterfall and injured my knee, I was pretty out of it. Like luckily one of the guys we were with had some heavy duty painkillers, like ate some of those and like passed out in the back seat of the car. And then I missed the sink disc. Like Justin and Mike come over to the car and they're like, "Look, we found a sink disc," like showing it to me, and I'm like, "Cool, guys." Like it was just fell back asleep.
Kind of high right now.
Yeah, I was out of it. So I was a little bummed about that. That and the pygmy python, I kind of missed those. So like,
that was
the night we found the pygmy python the sink disc. So I was like, I saw them. I was just not. I mean, I have pictures of them. I don't remember taking the pictures. But
shoot.
Yeah.
Well, good planning, right?
It's all good,
the hardware
I'd like to go back and get a Moloch. That was the big one that I missed that I'd like to go back and try to get.
Yeah.
So you guys haven't seen any of those yet, huh?
I've seen a couple. I saw 2 on my trip in 2015. or 2013. My wife and I, we saw a couple, just one spot. Like I'm going about 50 miles an hour, and all of a sudden I'm like, Moloch on the road. And so I slam on the brakes and flip around, get it off the road, take some pictures and stuff. And then we went maybe 50 feet further down the road, and there was another one just sitting in the road. I'm like, what? And then we didn't see any others the whole trip. But yeah. And I saw several just kind of plastered on the road in Central Australia. I think I saw 3 of them that were dead on my first trip. So that was heartbreaking. DOR.
Yeah, I would imagine they're probably pretty common. You just have to get out off the beaten path.
Yep.
I bet you Australia is absolutely loaded with undescribed shit and all kind of stuff like that. Because there's lots of places that nobody's even really been into in there.
Right. Yeah.
Every time I look at that continent, I think, man, can you imagine what, probably mostly small stuff, but you never know.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I look at the map and just think how cool it would be just to get dropped off somewhere and just spend a week exploring, somewhere that doesn't have roads or whatever. But you'd probably eat or something. So,
it's hard to wrap your head around.
All the gecko diversity there with like where they, it was all one species, and then now they're starting to break them apart and figure out and tease out all these different species. Like, heteronotia, like remember we were looking at those, like catching the ones in Western Australia versus like the eastern part of the country. They look completely different. They have they range across the whole continent, so they have to be different species at a certain point,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. There's some interesting stuff there.
For sure.
So much work to do.
Yeah.
Yep. Scott says they average 15 new taxa a year. So and he has not seen a live Moloch, so I'm up on Scott on that one.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
17 DORs, no live ones yet. I was talking to a buddy, and he was down in Western Australia, kind of south or a little bit east, kind of inland Western Australia. I haven't been down to that area much, but he said they saw probably 50 in a day. Like he just stopping for them. They were just so thick on that one day. Like for whatever reason, all the Molochs were out, and he was just like driving around them or getting them off the road and like moving on. That'd be a nice day. I wouldn't mind
awesome.
doing that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I've actually seen stuff like that myself, collecting with the knoll species and with yellow rat snakes. Like there was one day where we drove down this dirt road, and there was this huge like cypress head in the middle of a sugarcane field, a giant sugarcane field. It was like it's like an island of these giant trees.
Yeah. And
when we pulled up to this thing, I've never seen so many. There were yellow rats everywhere. Like the trees were full of them. You just don't see them like that usually. Usually good spots you can drive, and you'll find maybe one every 30 to 45 minutes. That I can't even speak. It was I got out of the car, and there were like everywhere. Just everywhere you look, there were yellow rat snakes, and these weren't small either. I mean, there were some juveniles, but most of them were like 5-6 footers, and
wow,
they were everywhere. We must have counted over 100 that day.
Really?
Never repeated since.
Cool.
So we were just at the right spot at the weather conditions must have been just flawless, and it was crazy.
It's nice when those things come together. Like that's it's like almost a religious experience, that doesn't happen.
Never forget that stuff.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. We had a garter snake den around here, and in the spring you could go out there and see, 30 or 50, just, like it would be cool to go up to like Manitoba, Canada, and see the dens up there or something. I still have yet to find like a rattlesnake den. That'd be cool too, to have a rattlesnake den spot to go.
Got to come out to the East Coast.
There you go.
It's seen a couple in Arizona growing up. Yeah, pretty neat. There's a night, on the border of the Sonoran Desert National Monument, and I was road cruising this road. That's that road I took you to that night that you had that layover there, Justin, where we went herping, found nothing except for like, I think we found a long-nosed snake maybe, but
it'd been
I think on that road I found like 20 sidewinders in like an hour and a half. It was just like every, you drive in and just like they're everywhere. Banded geckos all over the road. So just like good conditions that night.
That's cool. Yeah, it's always fun to have those epic herp nights. They come along once in a while. I think that trip down to Southern Arizona with Eric and Rob, seeing the coral snake, and that was pretty epic. That night of all those. What did we see? Did we see 4 rattlesnake species that night? We saw I
think we saw 3.
3, I think. Yeah.
The prairie, the blacktail.
2 of which you almost.
And the Atrox.
Yeah, the Atrox. Yeah, the Atrox was a little landmine there waiting for me. That was a great night, and just a little hint of rain, a little bit of rain came down, and made conditions.
It's crazy what those first storms will bring in.
Yeah, for sure.
I had I found this. We were talking about the Utah thing. I just want to share this picture real quick. That was that night.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's epic. You just need a guitar.
Yeah. No, I think that
who was that? Was that Nipper?
I think it was Dustin.
Was it Dustin? Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Do you play guitar, Dustin?
Yeah, that's who it is. It's Dustin.
Okay. That's cool. That's a cool shot. Yeah, that was an epic night. And when those things come together, that's a lot of fun when just things are hopping. Yeah. All right. Any other really good memories from 2022, or do we want to move on?
Yeah, I got one more.
Okay.
Just get to know all you guys and finally get to go herp with you guys, and some really good memories made.
Yeah, for sure.
After a late night of road cruising and just hanging out, drinking a couple beers, that was
man.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was
that's what it's all about.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the associations we make along the way are definitely worth the hobby is one of the best parts of the hobby.
Yeah, for sure. That is the best part of the hobby, I think, by far.
Yeah, good stuff. I have one more too. I was out, with my kids in Costa Rica, and we just gone surfing, and it was kind of rainy and kind of, it was a lot of fun. We just finished up, and it was just getting dark, and we were walking back up the beach, and there's this little trellis thing with some vines and stuff, and I walk under that, and I look up, and there's a vine snake just hanging down like right face level, and so I just reached up and pulled it out and walked over to the car with this vine snake, and the rain was pretty heavy, so I didn't get out the good camera, but I just got some cell phone shots. But man, Dustin and I spent better part of a day just staring at trees down along the border of Mexico looking for those things, and just to have it there waiting for me, that was another really cool thing where it's just like right place, right time. You get lucky sometimes, but we didn't get lucky down in the border of Arizona. We spent a lot of time craning our neck and came away with a sore neck, but that was about it.
I do have one more. The bearded dragon we found.
Oh, that
Holy
thing was
shit,
cool.
man, that was cool.
Yeah.
It's not often you hear people say that either.
No.
No, they sent me a photo of that when they caught that down. I don't remember if it was Keith or Eric, one of you guys did, but I was looking at that going, man, that looks so much cooler than the stuff we have now.
Yeah.
Right.
We've morphed them into their own thing now.
Yeah.
But the actual wild type, it was super spiny, and it just was really impressive. It wasn't a gelatinous blob that we have. So it was cool, man. I dig it.
That's funny. I wonder why Barbata didn't really catch on in the hobby very well.
Because people kill them.
Really?
I was producing 1,000 Barbata a year back in the 90s, and dude, couldn't give them away. Nobody wanted them. Because everybody has it in their head that they have to set them up like Viticeps, and I would try to tell people, look, this is not that animal. This is more of a woodland type thing. You need to, we do all this stuff to get them going. We treat them more like frill dragons, and it just, people couldn't wrap their heads around it. I tried again in 2013 or so, and same failure. So I was just like, all right, that's enough of that.
So frustrating.
That's sad.
Yeah.
You see those opportunities, yeah.
Especially when you have the knowledge that you can just pass to people and they don't like uptake it, and it's like, man, and look at it now, it's like,
Yeah, well, they stick them in beef jerky machines basically, and the Vitaceps can. I mean, even Vitaceps don't do well like that, though. I mean, that's why they have to soak them all the time. They're always kind of like they're one of those creatures that's, in spite of all the stupid shit that we do, they manage to survive and semi-thrive. But
you mean they can survive without a cat hammock, Ron? Don't they need like tile substrate and a cat hammock and
no sand, no humidity,
knitted sweater? Like, I don't know. People are crazy, man. Like, I don't know.
That was one of my favorite Instagram posts of the last year. I can't remember who it was, but one of the Aussies took a picture. He put one of those hammocks up on a bush in the wild and put a bit of steps on it. They do use them in the wild.
The hammock and you should. I mean, when I like in 2012 when I posted my outdoor bearded dragon setup, it was this big 50 unit outdoor thing, and I got skewered apparently. Now I couldn't see it because I'm not in those stupid groups, but apparently I actually had entire like sections of groups dedicated to how I was abusing bearded dragons by keeping them outside in Florida because they can't possibly survive. And so I'm like, okay, well, I've been doing it since '86 outdoors in Florida, and they actually like the rain. The humidity is actually good for them. There's excessive situations that you have to mitigate, but sand and can't possibly do them outdoors in Florida. Yeah. But whatever.
Tell me their names, Ron. We'll take them out. No
right.
That was. I mean, when my first trip over, we went to Central Australia, and it was like the wettest year on record, and bearded dragons were all over the place, just living it up, man. They were loving that, and so, it's fun to watch people lose their minds, or people keeping them the right way or naturalistic or whatever. It's crazy.
People just get these ideas in their heads, man, and that becomes the gospel and the accepted thing. And no matter what you do, you can't seem to rip that out of it.
Yeah. So. I think it's just funny is you see that the repeated failure, and it still persists. Like people are not you know what I mean? Like I don't get like, how long can you see failure before you're like, maybe this isn't the way we're supposed to do this,
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I get stung once and then I'm changing stuff.
Yeah, that's how I am too. Like, like I fuck something up. I'm like, that was wrong. I'm not doing that anymore. Right. Like,
dude, out behind my building, I have what we refer to lovingly as the graveyard of failed systems. And it's so big because there's so many things that I've thrown that we have to get this 60-foot dumpster brought in twice a year so we can throw out all the shit and then go back. Because I get these ideas and then I'm like, this will be cool. Maybe this will work and I'll build this thing and it'll be a total piece of shit. And then I have to, I try it out. And,
have to add it to the dumpster.
Right.
I have a lot of those as well. They tend
all
to
those
hang
great ideas.
That's good
Maybe
stuff.
Like 5%.
Well, hey, if you're not trying new ideas, you're not moving forward, right?
I mean that's pretty much
I still think that's one of my favorite things from I listened to your podcast or one of the interviews you did. I think it was NPR when you're talking about like working with humidity and desert reptiles. Having like mist systems come on at night.
The dew.
The dew and that
dew
observation that was fantastic. Like that was game changer for just I'm like, why did that never dawn on me? Being out in the desert and sleeping out under the stars or something, you wake up and there's like your sleeping bag's all wet. You're like, I'm in the desert, why is my sleeping bag soking wet? Somebody take a whiz on me. But
that's how we do all the anoles. I water everything at night that is not a bowl drinker.
That's awesome.
It's made a big difference, especially for the knolls. It's huge because that's how they get their water.
Yeah.
All those leaf drinkers, mostly they're drinking off of leaves, and most of that is dew or rain. And even the rain, most of the rain, is later in the day after everything heats up.
Yeah.
And so it stays wet at night. And if I hadn't have seen it, out herping, all these diurnal lizards at 2 a.m., the dew is settling and they're all out and active and they're drinking water. And I was like,
that's
holy
cool.
crap, that's, and then I'm like, why aren't we doing that?
Yeah.
Why are we spraying everything in the face during the daytime and then, sucking the water right back out of them with these beef jerky lights that we use? And, it was counterproductive. So,
yeah, you can give them 8 or 10 hours at night, of humidity.
Opportunity. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
And then just dry them out during the day.
It's so funny. You go in and, your lizards are completely sleeping and you start spraying and they just start, their eyes are closed and they're drinking up the water. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Good stuff. Well, any other good memories? How about most anticipated events of 2023, projects, whatever you got? I think mine, I want to try again with my blackheads, try to get more to hatch out. I've been
a good one.
Yeah, talking to some of my buddies over in Australia and getting some advice. Hopefully I can increase my odds this year. It seems like they have no problem hatching them out over there, but for some reason, man, I don't know. All my efforts have been pretty weak sauce. So,
but I mean, you have a small sample size too.
That's true.
It may not be anything to do with you. I've beat myself up over stuff like that, and then once I've had enough of them, all of a sudden I started doing really well because I had a larger sample size. I had more chances. But when you only have a pair, that's why I don't even like to bother with anything now unless I can get at least 10, maybe 20, founder animals to have somewhat of a decent spread to start with and then see how it goes. If it's successful, then maybe I'll increase it. If it's not, then maybe I'll throw the towel in. But when you only have a pair, like I've got a pair of Mexican indigos outdoors now in this 16-foot enclosure that I filled with, that's actually what I'm looking forward to this year. That's the thing for this year. So I filled the 3-foot deep sand because where I live, we have gopher tortoises and indigos in the yard, on the property. So I backfilled it with sand and then I dug a gopher tortoise burrow and underneath a sheet of plywood, and they're down there right now together hibernating.
Yeah.
So, but their enclosure is like 16 feet long, so they can go they have full access to all this different, potential environments they can choose, and I think it's gonna work.
That's so cool.
I may end up with one fat indigo at this rate. That's one thing I worried about. I was like, I wonder if that male can stuff that female down. He didn't do it yet. So
that's I mean, they probably wouldn't last too long in the wild if they're just going around eating each other. So hopefully they're all right that way. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Those are snake eaters. So anytime you have snake eaters together,
yeah.
Risky business.
It's risky, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Anybody else? What do you guys got?
I'll go, I guess.
Yeah, go Biggie.
I'd like to produce diamond pythons this year.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic. And all my trips lined up for herping this year. I'm pretty excited about.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I actually sprung for a pair of diamonds, so they should be here sometime next few months or something when it warms up a little.
You still owe me pictures.
I know. I just have a couple quick snapshots that he took, but yeah,
that's cool. That's okay. Yeah. I can wait.
How about you, Dustin?
I'm excited for my inlands to come.
Yeah.
Nice. You got some. Did you get some from Justin or?
I did.
Nice.
Trigger.
Oh, dude. Have you ever had inlet? Have you ever had McAfee before?
Nope.
Oh, you'll love them, dude. They're awesome.
Yeah,
they're
excited.
Freaking awesome. Yeah, they're freaking
so
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went up to. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
Oh, I was just saying I went to pair up my inlands for this year, and I threw a new female that I hadn't paired up before. Threw her in with the male, and all of a sudden they're weaving their necks around each other. And I'm like, wait a second, I pull out the female and I pop her, and she's got sperm plugs and big old hemipenes. So I missexed her, so maybe I don't need to hold back a male this year now. I at least I have a third male now. So I was thinking I just had one good male that I was going to use, but looks like I've got two now. So that's nice. And it's a really cool, like dark, lots of black on this one. It's really cool looking, really bold pattern. So nice. A little bit of a surprise yesterday, but what do you do?
Yeah. The calmest snakes I probably ever had were McCaffey. The worst feeding bite I ever took, McCaffey. So
yeah, you don't want to get in the way of their food.
Dude, that thing launched out of the cage off the top turnbuckle, launched out of the cage and just bit me, wrapped my hand, and squeezed the shit out of me. It was epic. It was epic.
That's cool. Yeah. It's about the only way you're going to get bit by them, though. They're pretty easy going.
Yeah,
no, for real.
So I've heard.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got some scrubs back there, so I'm not too concerned.
Yeah.
But my most anticipated pairing is probably going to be the Nephris labissimus.
Yeah.
Really excited about those.
Good luck with those. That'd be awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, they've been getting cooled right now, so we'll see.
Yeah. They're kind of one of those dune specialists that nobody's really figured out very well. So yeah, hopefully crack.
I've talked to a couple of people that have produced them frequently, so we'll see.
Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah, good luck. I'm rooting for you on that one. You'll have to let me know if you get some babies. That's
definitely.
I wouldn't mind working with someday.
And then I've got a secret pairing of snakes that I told you guys about.
Yeah,
that'll be really cool.
Yeah. I've also got a little secret project that I'm really crossing my fingers for. I think Eric might be crossing his fingers and
I think my toes are crossed as well.
Yeah.
Got two pairs paired up now, so hopefully they work out. We'll see. Yeah.
Did you change anything to try and facilitate, or are you doing anything different, or you just?
No, I built them a new cage that's got pretty good temperature gradient, so they'll get down pretty cool, and hopefully that'll make a bit of difference. And I've got a new pair paired up, so hopefully they're big enough and old enough. They're old enough, but they're they're a little smaller. But
you got the Podfather's fingers, but you got mine too. So
all right.
Good luck, dude.
Yeah.
Scott says the wild inlands bite. So that's one thing I need to find is a wild inland. That's high on my list to find in the wild.
Yeah.
Those
just think for a second. The fact that we have inland carpets. And I don't know. People just take that for granted. That is so freaking badass that we have that species. And
and that was one that I was kind of like on the fence. You see the pictures of them, you're like, they're just kind of dark looking coastals or something. They're not that exciting. And then
how dare you?
I know. Like, I have repented, man. I got some in my hand and I'm like, whoa, these are amazing. Like, they're not what I expected. They do not photograph well, especially back in the 90s, Yeah. So they're very cool snakes.
Yeah, I got to play with my friend Brandon's. I think the day you sent me that list, I was like, I definitely need to get a pair.
Yeah. Good timing. Huh? Cool. All right. Well, any other anticipations for this next year? Hopefully my Hosmerod will throw out some babies too. Steve, what you got? You gonna make some more long-nosed leopards? Or leopards,
blunt-nosed leopard lizards.
Yeah.
Some about
Get it right, doctor.
The endangered one.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. No, we have that's the work project thing that hopefully this next year we'll be able to pair I think around 20 pairings, something like that, maybe a little bit more. But that's the big one for me. I mean, I don't keep anything at home right now, so I think other than my little fish tank that I mess with, that's the only worry that I have at home. So all the things at work project wise, though, I think we're burmating a pair of really nice Gila monsters that are, banded Gilas, and hopefully we'll be able to produce some Gila monsters this next year. And
cool.
That's probably the only other thing that we'll do, unless we get a clutch of like Baja Blue rock lizards. We might throw those in the incubator, but it's difficult at work because, like within the zoo community, we just have to make sure that there's a home for something to go to, and certain species are, if we bred Gilas, there would be a home for all of them. But like, I mean, if I make 30 Baja Blue rock lizards, I might end up with 25 of them that I have to keep in a bag holding somewhere. So we have to be thoughtful about how many we make. And, with the blunt nose, that's a numbers things, because a lot of them we want to release. So we'll have to, I like that because I'm unrestrained with that project. I can make as many as they want me to. So
that's cool. Yeah. Good luck, man.
That's my favorite too. Is Steve off the chain? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I feel like I get to put the skill set that I developed over years and years to good use at times, and that's like all any of us really want to do. I think like if I just went in and bred everything that has cloacas to, like at work, I would make so many things, but there would be nowhere for them to go. And I would just end up making so much work for all of my team, and they would just hate me.
Those Baja Blue rock lizards are pretty amazing.
Yeah,
that's too
they're
bad,
fun, man. And we have ours in a big desert exhibit that I think in the future, if I can get a little more control over the collection plan for where I'm at now, and I think we might retheme that exhibit. But it's a cool desert exhibit, and that it's got all this rock work on it, and they just go from side to side and just like scale every square inch of it. They use every square inch of that exhibit, cool. And it's really neat to see an animal like in an exhibit that big, like where you would look at most people are generously, like if they're keeping them at home, they're generous if they're putting them in like a 40-gallon or something, and they use this giant exhibit that's like 16 feet long by, probably it must be about 5 or 6 feet tall, and that it's like this long and deep exhibit, and then the whole inner portion of it is rock work, and they just scale every square inch of it, and
that's awesome.
They hang up out at the very top of the exhibit most of the time, but they'll use every piece of it. So
seeing those Mirn's eye, I was like thinking, oh, those would be really cool to keep, and then just run across those boulders. You're like, I don't think I could do them justice. In my herp room, unless I gave them the whole room. They're a lot of fun, and they're the little guys. The blue ones are a lot bigger. So cool.
I had a bunch of blue rocks in the 90s. I worked similar to what Steve was saying. I had them in a large outdoor enclosure I couldn't do the rock work because it just wasn't feasible at the time. So what I used planks close together to mimic, crevices.
Rock cracks.
I had them going up the whole back, and oh my God, they were never in the same spot. They ran all over the place, and I produced a lot of them. But honestly, man, I couldn't give the babies away. And I thought, oh, this thing's beautiful. It's super cool, but they're really fast. They're not really a pet lizard. So they're more for tricky. Serious people. But they're awesome, and you can't do them justice and put them in some little thing. They need a big enclosure. They're
for sure
one of the most mobile. There's nothing sedentary about them. They're just always hauling ass. And, I dig those, man.
No 40 tall for those guys.
No 40 tall.
That's cool. Yeah, I think there's some species where it's just like I'm gonna enjoy them when I go out and herp, and that's about it. Like those Mirn's eye. Just watching those things. That was like one of my favorite things from that California trip. Was just watching those things just they were so cool, so agile. Just so and beautiful. They were like what do I call them? The North American Pilbarensis monitors. They look very similar and move very similar across the rock.
I don't think I've ever seen that one. That's in Baja as well.
In Southern California, kind of Borrego area, or
Yeah,
we were
it's-
just kind of over by Ocotillo, over by Allen's Lizard Ranch.
Yeah, I
that
went to
area.
Borrego. I think Alan took me out there
Mhm.
in like the 90s, and then we went up to Julian, which is like on the top of a mountain. It's that little town where they
Yeah.
have the
Yeah.
apple orchards and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, we herped in Anza-Borrego. That is an awesome spot,
Yeah.
man. I've never forgot that place. And you drive into there, and there's like you're driving through a canyon, and there's giant boulders that look like they're gonna fall in the car. We don't have shit like that in Florida. So
Yeah.
And those boulders are where you find the Mirnzai. Yeah, they're all
no,
over there.
really. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
we saw
Yeah.
lots of chuckwallas
Uh-huh.
and a lot of like I assume they were like Utas or a lot of little swift type things, you know.
Squawpers or-
Yeah,
Yeah.
some of those
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
whiptails and stuff. But yeah, the chucks were that was the thing I really wanted to see was the
Yeah.
chucks.
Yeah.
But you couldn't even get close to them. I mean, you
No.
could see them, and then as soon
Yeah.
as you started
Uh-huh.
making your way, they were like gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
That's a fun spot. I love Borrego area.
yeah.
That's it's a toss up between there and Tucson area. Those both areas are just
Pretty epic, both of them.
best. Yeah,
Yep.
for sure. Cool. Well, on to the next one. Or anybody else got anything else to add? Let's go to most inspirational herp person. Who do you want to be when you grow up? I'm gonna go with Phil Leeds. I think Roy got some attention on the Herpticulture Network holiday show, so I'm gonna go with his co-host on the Herp Project Herpticulture podcast.
Yeah.
And notable Uromastyx breeder. Phil is the man. I don't know. He just puts a lot of thought into stuff, and he's just a really down to earth, cool guy. He does well with his projects. He's just really a cool guy. So that's
I think he's the most hardcore herper that I've ever met.
really,
Like
yeah,
he is just
Really?
on 24 hours.
Yeah.
That's all he's
intense. He
Yeah,
brings the intensity.
some of the phone calls I've had with him, I'm just like, holy crap, dude. You just chill, man.
Yeah,
But yeah,
take a
no,
breath.
No, he's on, man. He's definitely one of that generation's stars, of that group. So it's been pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them.
I will say present company excluded, because of course, Dustin they were just praising him up and down, he came in here, his head barely fit on the screen.
That's why he keeps popping out.
Well deserved though. Yeah, Dustin definitely he's the man.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah. They went on a little too long. I mean, for somebody who stood over a price eye and didn't see it or hear it,
Ouch! It was a team.
Well,
Justin, don't be bringing him
I
down.
just- I really wanted to give it to Chuck,
Yeah. You're just waiting for him to find it, so you could.
Dude, I wasn't even there for the first one you guys found. I found the second one.
Yeah,
when we were walking back, but I heard you yelling. I was sitting on a stump or something, like catching my breath. Like I was so exhausted. I just were like sitting on the stump, and then I heard you guys yelling. I'm like, Steve. So I just tried to find you.
Yeah.
That cut that they cut through, and all those trees were down. That was ridiculous. Like trying to get through that. So that was. Yeah.
No, and I
Yeah.
think there's definitely something to the whole flush and find thing. Justin went trouncing through that area before Dustin and I did, and he was up in front of us, and he got that thing buzzing, and I just happened to hear it, and thank God Dustin was there to find it. And then kind of on the way back after we found that, we went through, and Steve was behind us. Thank goodness we flushed it. He found it. So I definitely think, getting, that you guys have always said, rattlesnakes are very polite snakes, and they'll let you know when they're there. And thank goodness, because that was a two-peat twin spot. That was awesome, dude.
Yeah,
Well,
it was a
that's
nice one. Yeah.
I went. I found the same one 2 weeks later too.
Oh,
Really?
really? In the same
Yeah.
spot?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Was it
pretty much the
was it
exact
in
same spot.
Exact spot. That's
Like-
awesome.
10 feet away.
He sent me a picture, and I'm like, I think that's the same one. I looked at the pictures. I'm like, it's the same one. He's like, yeah, it is the same one.
Yeah, it had this weird little like 3 spot.
Yeah,
and it was
in
the exact same space on both of them.
That's awesome.
That's
cool.
That's
pretty cool.
That's that little dude that the little cloud ride that crossed the trail, and it was like you guys were ahead of me.
Yeah.
I posted it on Instagram this morning. I think that you guys crossed the trail, and then that cloud ride went right in front of me. Like it just went across the trail right in front of my feet. That's when we found that little dude.
Yeah, because I mean they rely on that camouflage, so they'll hold still on first pass. But unless you get too close, they might buzz you. But yeah, if they don't buzz, you're probably not going to see them unless they're on the crawl. And so the flush and weight
flush
method,
and find method. Yeah,
flush and find works well.
So that mindful hurt comes in handy.
Yep, for sure.
True that.
Yeah. All right. What other people we looking up to these days? Just Phil.
Well, I gotta give it to you, Dr. J.
Oh no,
I feel like,
we said.
I feel like we have. No. I feel like we have a pretty similar herp style, and we like to just be out there as much as we can, and sleep under the stars, and wake up in the middle of the desert and just go.
For sure. Oh yeah, that was an epic trip, and I mean finding that Will Cox eye,
Yeah,
that was good stuff. Yeah, I've really enjoyed herping with you. I do feel a kindred spirit there with you. Yeah,
the Ustons.
Yep, the Ustons.
Aww.
Yeah. Reptile Kumbaya Club.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
We have to rebrand.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. All right. Any others? Are we?
Yeah. Well, so, man, I've thought really hard about this, and I've vacillated greatly on how to award this. I know I was named Man of the Year. Thank you very much. I appreciate that from my man Lucas. And undeserving, honestly. I think there's so many other people out there doing so much greater shit, but man, I thought about it and I gotta give it to, I gotta bitch out and give it to the obvious choice this year, Eric Burke. I don't know how many COVID infections and illnesses things he's gone through, but it has been issue after issue with the poor guy, and he's got to fucking fight people off in his store at work during the day. It has not been an easy road for this man.
No.
And yet, he has found a way to edit all of these podcasts. He caters to his network. He takes care of everybody. He's always there. He brings the fire every time. He carries that freaking hairy Wookiee of his all around. My hat's off, man. You're my man of the year for all that you do. We so appreciate you and what you do, and the model that you set, and the boundaries that you push, and the interests that you make. And hats off, bro.
Yeah, much appreciated. Thank you.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Very, very surprised at that comment, because I don't know. I just do it because I love it, But,
yeah. And it shows. It shows.
It.
Yeah. Well deserved, for sure.
And he's our personal data logger on these herp trips.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Every day, every way.
I never sent you guys that.
I know. I'm still waiting. Yeah. I should have just screenshot it. I should have screenshotted it when you put it on the podcast.
Yeah, that was a bit of a mistake. We can't win them all,
Yeah. No.
I gotta send you all my data logger stuff for my diamonds, Eric. I got all the stuff from them outside. So
yes,
I'll send that your way.
Absolutely, that would be fabulous.
Cool.
Maybe I'll be able to breed them then.
You got this, man. You got this.
Yeah. Besides you guys, I mean, I don't know. I look up to you guys because when yeah, I don't know. I think of the early days, the forums and stuff. You know, you guys were like the guys. You know what I mean? And now it's like we're herping trips and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty sweet, man. I enjoy it. And then, you know, when Ron said, I don't know, this was years ago, he probably changed his mind now, but he was like, oh, the best reptile podcast. I'm like, what the hell? This is what?
No, I mean, it still is. It holds up. I mean, you guys, they're all good. I mean, I've listened to most of them. I do tend to take like 3 or 4 months away where I just have had enough of the reptile industry in general, where I just like, okay, I'm going into hibernation. I'll see you bitches in 3 months or 4 months when I'm ready. So then I do absolutely no herp stuff at all. I don't listen to anything. I don't watch anything, which I'm in the middle of right now. And then, you know, in the springtime though, I want to get back on the horse and do this shit again. And then I catch up on all the shit that I missed, you know, so right now they're stacking up. But yeah, I mean, you guys were actually the one that really stuck out in the beginning. Not that I think you were the first anyway, but you know, no.
Were we the first? Nah, Reptile Radio was before us.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. But you know,
they didn't go 11 years though. That was I was listening to the holiday show. He's like the 11th annual holiday show. I'm like, the first annual reptile fight holiday show.
But yeah, it's the long format.
That's impressive. Yeah.
The long format's really good. The when they were too short, you know, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, you don't get to any meat in those conversations, and you know, you just get the same shit over and over again. How'd you get started? What do you breed? Blah blah blah. But you get into the second hour, and now you're spilling your guts about all kind of shit. And if it goes 3 hours, it gets even 10. You know, And those are the interesting ones. You know, the stuff that comes out in the later ends of them. At least for me.
We just did the first one of what would be in 2023, where it's me, Scott Borden, Mike Curtin, and Owen, and we were talking about just the reptile hobby in general and like being real about it, you know, like having a real conversation about it. And I'm curious to see how people take to it, because we talked about Florida a lot, you know. So just you know, but yeah, I don't know. It should be cool. I think it was good. But to your point, right? You don't get into those like where you really start to talk about stuff until you know, about an hour and a half in, you know. But
yeah, exactly. And I think, I think that's the good stuff. That's the stuff that matters. Yeah. Although I got to tell you, Phil and Roy are giving you guys a run for your money now, because that podcast those two do. They asked me personally some of the best questions I think I've ever been asked. Yeah. That they managed to get me on a track that a lot of stuff came out of, which I mean, I don't know who's writing the questions, which one of them or both of them or all of them, whatever, but they're pretty good. I mean, I was surprised. I mean, I wasn't, because I knew them both, and I know they're both like super cool and really hardcore and really smart guys. Yeah. But it was normally when I do these, I will not go back and listen to my own. I'm just like, I don't know what I fucking said. I don't want to. What dumb shit did I say? And I'll usually have anxiety attacks for a week after I do these. Like, and I'm serious. Like, where I get up the first day and I'm grab my chest. I'm like, oh my god, what did I say? How stupid did I look? But the one I did with them, I actually went back and watched, because they were like, that came out really good. So
that was fantastic. It was an episode.
That was all them. That wasn't me. That was just they just kind of they did a hell of a job. So, but I mean, you guys do too.
No, I echo what you said, man. That's it. They ask some really good questions on that podcast, and it's a lot of fun. They get a lot of good information. So hopefully they keep it going, man. One of their first interviews was you were on there, Philippe, and like they're interviewing all these, like, you know, the godfather of herpetoculture.
I've listened to that Philippe interview like 3 times now. That was a really good one.
He would be probably my biggest inspiration for everything I've ever done, was the vivarium, and then personal communication. Like, I would see him at all the Daytona. Well, they were in Orlando at the time, but the original National Reptile Breeders' Breeders' Expos, and I always make it. Him and I would usually shoot the shit, and I just short, interactions with him. I would come back with, because his way of thinking, there's a lot of philosophy in what he does. He's not just a reptile breeder. He has, and so that actually really impacted me. Like I really took a lot out of him. He's more about not what to think, but how to think.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the biggest failing in the industry in general. All the kids, like these new kids that are all coming up, like Armand and Dustin, and all that, those kids are all, they're thinking. They're not just doing what everybody, you know what I'm saying? So they're all breaking them. And then that's what Phil does. Yeah. And Eddie Soto does that, and Roy. And so that's the shit that matters. And that's all kind of stems, I think, from a lot of the stuff that Philippe put out, in the 90s and the late 80s and stuff. Those super influential guy.
Yeah. I still remember that one of the first vivarium issues I got was like the Breeder Spectacular one, and you were in there holding, like, I think you had like a blue your croc monitor and the blue tegus, and I'm like, holy crap, this is next level. Dude. I still have that. I still flip through that issue once in a while.
I hate that issue.
Dude,
they sent me like 10 copies, and I still have some sitting around somewhere. But I hated that. That article was so stupid, and I go back and read them like, what? I was like 20 years old when I wrote that or something, and I was dumb as a post. So I look at that and I'm just like, oh, I wish I could make that go away. And people keep bringing it up. They're like, oh, this was awesome. I'm like, no, it wasn't.
It was. I maybe it's just like seeing the possibility or something. Like I'm the monitor. Frank in there with his monitors and just going, and Alan and the frills. I'm like, how I would love to keep any of these species, and like someday. And so you guys are like the influential pioneers that I just ate up. I love that.
I feel like if you don't go back 10 years and look at something and be like, oh my gosh, then you're probably not right. You know what I mean? You should always look back and be like, oh, I'm glad I'm not that guy, or I'm glad I learned this or whatever. So
that one sticks out in my mind.
That's like, I was like Justin, where I grew up heavily influenced by all of that stuff. Just those were that was like, I didn't have a poster of Michael Jordan in my bedroom, like I had pictures of reptiles, and I looked up to all of those guys, like Casey, and everybody was like, that was the person that I wanted to emulate as a child, like as a kid coming up and breeding reptiles. That was all the focus. And
when Steve says as a kid breeding reptiles, how old were you when you bred your
like 11?
He's talking leopard geckos at 11. That's pretty amazing. That's cool.
That's the lifers, man. That's how everybody starts that way. That's really good at this stuff. Almost all starts as kids and just keeps progressing over time.
It just got worse. It just got worse and worse,
Oh, I know. I just had to prep all of this enormous amount of crap, because now there's not just one of us, there's two of us, because Heather's, got 20 years or so now and super hardcore about it. And so there's like, we have a big frill project now that we're kind of doing. And so we got all that, and I'm working on a frog thing, and I'm a little bored with everything right now. So I'm like, okay, I think maybe I'll go back and revisit tree frogs and screw around with that for a while. so I bought 50 frogs the other day, and
that's
and
awesome.
I'm out there scrubbing the shit off the sides today. I'm like, why did I do this?
That's cool. Yep, still an icon, man. Still doing it. That's the best part, And the fact that you come on and hang out with us, on these podcasts and stuff. I mean, you're about the only pioneer out there doing that. I guess Philippe was on the one, but I mean, that shows where your mind is. You want to help the next group, or I guess it's been probably a couple generations that's been influenced and are still influenced by you. So that's very commendable. That's awesome.
Well, I appreciate it, but I honestly think you don't see a lot of the older guys doing it. I think it's more of a fear of technology kind of thing. Because I'm a hardcore PC gamer, so I stay up on this shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
because otherwise I'll so between, I'm always high on energy drinks and playing video games and shit. So
that's awesome.
So this kind of stuff, I keep up with all the technology and
Yeah, I went on a herp trip earlier this year with Casey Lazick, and just a little, quick outing. There was still snow on the ground, so we didn't find a ton of herps, but we got out there and looked, and it just, the conversation was the best part of it, of course, and like one of the first things he says is like, yeah, I don't come on podcasts, so let's not talk about that. Like don't bring it up is the message I got. Like, people have been asking me to come on podcasts and I just don't do podcast. I'm like, okay, message received, Casey. I won't bug you about my podcast. We'll just herp, but yeah.
I've heard that about most of them.
Yeah.
And even, the herp, Phil and Roy are trying to get Rapashi on. So I called Alan and I'm like, come on, man, just do it, And he's like, well, I'll do it if you'll do it, if both of us will do it together. I'm like, all right, but do you really want the two of us? Because we're assholes to each other. I mean, that'd actually be pretty interesting.
I think that'd be it'd be interesting for
I sold that guy his first frills, and then so we've known each other since like the very beginning.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's definitely one of my best friends in this. We've been friends for like 35 years or something. But I had never actually left Florida. I just never got out of Florida before, and one of the first things that fucker did was send me a plane ticket in the mail to fly to San Diego and hang out with him for a week. Like we just only knew each other for like 6 months, and that was a life-changing thing. Because we went to I met Jeff Lem, and he gave me a behind the scenes of San Diego, and we went to Pete Kuhn's house, Python Pete.
Yeah.
Me and Pete became friends, and actually I got Pete addicted to video games, to EverQuest, and I was like, dude, I'm playing this game. It's like Dungeons and Dragons, but it's virtual, and you never have to leave your house again. Pete was all. I think that he may not be in the reptile industry anymore because of. But
that's awesome.
But that Allen trip, man, that was something. I really opened my eyes to what was, because it really was going to Sandfire Dragon Ranch, which is Bob Mayhew's place, who was another hugely influential, very important pioneer of this that kind of has disappeared from the, like, a lot of people don't know who he is, and it's kind of surprising. But I mean, he is responsible for an enormous portion of this. I mean, it was basically the partnership between him and Philippe de Beaujolais. Those two were best friends, and but going to Bob's place, that was all these outdoor bearded dragons, and then he had these big Quonset huts, and you walked in them, and I was like, oh my god, I'm back home. It felt like Florida.
That's cool.
Full of frogs, and just thinking outside the box and doing smart things. It was just amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, there's something about that. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of that annoying guy that just like knocks on the door of the reptile house zoo, and like, hey, can you show me around and whatever in the back,
right?
And so I've gotten into a few zoos that in the back scenes or whatever.
Yep, that's where the good shit is, man.
Yeah, petting the Komodo or
I've done that. Yep.
So I've only had a couple that kind of said no to me. I'm like, oh, who does this guy think he is?
Right.
But I got the tour of Jeff's place too, down this little research station. That was pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, the Crest Center.
Yeah,
that's he gave me that too. Wasn't that awesome?
Oh,
that's literally how we met Brett Baldwin. Me, you, and Steve we cold knocked the reptile house at San Diego Zoo, and Brett answered, and Justin threw him some shit, and we became friends. Like,
I'll say no. We knew that we were told the secret knock. That's what got us in.
Well, we knew the secret knock.
The secret knock. But Brett's he's an awesome guy. Yeah. That was a lot of fun. One of my favorites was Dallas Zoo, where they had like parentes and stuff behind
Yeah.
scenes. But one of the guys is gonna go grab a tuatara out of the enclosure.
Yeah, I was
and
gonna
let me-
say it wasn't when you left me
You know.
outside to go hold the tuatara at San Diego. It wasn't
Yeah.
Julander.
that was a different
You see,
tuatara.
I'm just going to point this out for anybody who hasn't noticed. When I get left out of herp trips, I have to invite myself when it comes to go see the tuatara backstage in San Diego. There's Justin there, but there's
Hey, when
no
you bring a stroller with twins, man, that's hard to get you back behind the scenes.
Did I get you to the zoo though? Did I get you to the zoo?
You did.
All right.
Hey, I felt so bad telling Chuck that we got to hold the tuatara.
Yeah.
You guys
He
could have
was
left
so
that out. You
disappointed.
guys
I
could have
know.
just, you know what I mean?
You were gonna see the pictures eventually. Like that was gonna happen.
We should have left Jake with your twins and had you come back.
Yeah,
with us.
exactly.
Yeah.
But
I
Jake
don't
got
know
to
if
hold the
Jake-
tuatara. I don't know if he appreciated it.
I don't
though.
think he
Yeah.
did. Yeah. That's my oldest son. Yeah.
There's
I
a
think he
know-
was pretty excited.
My
He's
wife
definitely
says
not the
that,
reptile
like,
guy that Justin is, so I
Yeah.
don't know that
Yeah.
he quite.
Yeah.
I don't know that the brevity caught him, but
those pictures, my wife still gets mad about those. She's like, "You're happier in those pictures than you were when any of our children were born." And I was like, I wanted to hold a tuatara way before I wanted any kids.
did you
Yeah.
tell her? Well, you should have seen how sad Chuck was after we told him about those pictures.
Oh man.
There's your next herp trip. Go to
Yeah.
New Zealand, play with some tuataras, and rediscover the Hoplodactylus delcordi.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
That thing's got to
Really
be alive
cool.
on there.
Right.
There's nothing about. I think
cool
that's
would
just
that be?
another crested gecko waiting to be rediscovered.
Right. That would be
And how
so
cool would that be?
Oh yeah.
An arm-sized gecko.
Yeah, right. That place is hard to hurt, man. It's
Yeah.
it's
It's
a
difficult.
yeah. Although I did find one
It's
spot
difficult.
where like I'd flip a rock and there'd be like 3 or 4 of these geckos, these Otago geckos. What were they? But yeah, I saw probably 20 in like a couple hours,
Yeah.
you know, in this
It's like one of the Woodworthia species.
Woodworthia, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's described yet. It's like
No,
I think they
it
refer-
might be now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't really kept up with it, but
Uh-huh.
like, yeah, you have to be careful about talking about flipping rocks. And
I know. Right.
I spent 13 hours, like, I don't know, 12 or 13 hours wandering around looking for an altinus, you know, like on the Otago Peninsula. And then like when I got back, I was talking with some guys and they're like, you got to be careful. There's like cameras everywhere over there. I was like,
Really?
well, they took a whole bunch of pictures of me sunburned wandering around in the bushes. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know, you know.
Well, this was right behind the Airbnb, like on private
on the
property. So
property.
I don't think there are any cameras, but
No,
but,
you're probably fine.
yeah, that was a fun spot though.
Yeah.
I would like to get back there and see an altinus though. That would
Yeah.
be pretty cool. You got one, right? You got a
I got to see one, but that was it doesn't count because I didn't find it. So you know, there's that.
Yeah,
but
you
like
gotta go
I
back.
did get to see it, and when they handed it to me, the guy was like, "Is he gonna cry?" Like this was like but I should preface, as a zoo person, I was with a person that had a permit that was allowed me to handle the gecko within the rules and regulations of the country. So it was a really neat experience to get to see you know, an altinus germaeus in the wild. And it was, for me, that's like those were such a thing for so long, such an obsessive thing that it was really cool to see that.
Was an obsessive thing.
I've given up, man. I've given up on
Yeah.
ever being able to keep those. I think to be honest, after not getting the job there and moving there, like I think that boat has sailed unless I somehow move there later in life. I think that's it's probably not likely. When I chatted with people about trying to bring some in, like through legal means, obviously through zoos, and they were basically like, you might as well just get some from Europe and pay for them and bring them in, because like honestly, like there's no way they're gonna let them out, you know, like whenever they export any animals from the country, like even for zoo purposes, all of the local iwi, sure, the Maori tribes there, the tribal groups there, they all have to agree to do it. And like, there's like 30 or 40, there's a bunch. And like, it's a lot of logistical, it's like a nightmare to export them. Although I did see Australian Reptile Park got some, and they sent some to the UK, so or to Atara, I should say, not Noltinus, but so it's not impossible, but you might as well be looking for a unicorn to add to the collection, you know, at least. Yeah, so that I think if I get somewhere within a zoo, or you know, maybe I'll make a concerted effort and put some energy into it to see, but.
Well, they ain't got Macawookies. We could do a trade.
Yeah, that's true.
Saying,
they do have a little bit of a herp scene there, though. They're allowed to have like leopard geckos. There's like some Taliqua species they can keep there. I think there's a couple species of newt, like Australian bell frogs. Like they have a few things that they can keep there that are non-native, but more so than Australia. You know, like Australia is pretty limited on. You know, they can just keep native species, but then also like just the fact that you can keep Noltinus legally in like screen cages in your backyard and feed them moths that you net around the light on your back porch, like that was or even being able to, as a private sector person, be able to breed something and then, you know, give it to the Department of Conservation, all your offspring to go put back somewhere. I always like the idea of that.
That's cool.
That intentional breeding, I think, is really cool.
Yeah, weren't they telling you how easy some of those species were to keep and breed too?
Yeah, so one of the guys that I met out there and was giving me a hard time because I didn't like it was between me and a guy from London Zoo, and they ended up hiring the guy from London Zoo, and they had just recently discovered like a new species of black-eyed gecko. And they're like, look, this is where this guy is. That could have been you. You could have been that guy, like going and looking for these black-eyed geckos that are undescribed in this area. And he's like, he's there right now. Like, and I was just like, you guys are jerks, you know? Like,
that's terrible.
He's showing me on his phone. He's like, look at all these Noltinus I made last year. Look, you could. I'll just give you some if you like to.
Oh my god!
And he's like scrolling through his phone, all these Noltinus because he knew I was like obsessed with them. So they're just funny. They're just giving me a hard time. But I don't know. Maybe my kids are older, and maybe I'll make another push to try and move out of the country. But for right now, I think Fresno's okay. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Well, good stuff, man. I got to mention too, Tyrone Ping. He does like a YouTube channel, Herping South Africa. He puts up some amazing stuff. That guy finds some incredible animals, and his videos are great. Like he's not obnoxious at all. Like, I don't know. He's like the real deal down there.
That's a big selling point, Justin.
Yeah, no, it is because
not obnoxious.
I don't know. Yeah, no.
It's funny that you have to preface that with regards to reptile-related YouTube videos. Hey, look, this one's not obnoxious. That is the fucking unicorn.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know what it is about Australians, but they love that. You know, weird. I don't. All of them have the same music on their herp videos. And it's like some like. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. But I don't know. It's probably nipper music or something.
Chill hop.
Yeah, chill hop.
Oh my god!
It's like every time
you can muse to it.
I have to like mute it, and then they start talking. I have to turn up the volume. I'm like, why do they all like this music? It's horrible. Well, that leads us to the next thing.
Coming from Taylor Swift.
Yeah, right. Thanks, Nipper. The worst thing you saw in the industry last year. any I think so Australian herp video music is. I love the videos. They got some amazing. They're finding amazing stuff. But man, get some new music. It's horrible. Yeah. I think my least favorite thing I saw last year was Influencer Con. Like, I don't know why that's a thing, but
That's
was
right around the corner from my house.
Oh my
yeah,
god!
yeah. And you attended. Your front row, taking notes on how to be an influencer.
Give him the finger, Ron. Give him the finger.
I would light my own nuts on fire before I did something like that. No, I mean those guys. They all have their thing. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. But
Sure.
I mean, I just can't. There's so much face palming. There's only so much you can do when you watch a lot of that stuff. I mean, some of them are doing a good job, but honestly, really, the worst part of almost all of them, though, are the fucking thumbnails.
Mm-hmm.
Like the thumbnails for their giant freaking man-eating snake, and it's or just whatever. I'm just like,
the algorithm hitters.
And then you watch the video, and it's never as bad as what it.
Yeah,
but it looks terrible in the. I don't know. It's I try to avoid all that stuff. I don't want any part of that shit.
Again, that's why Tyrone Ping is a shining star. No, Matt Somerville. Those guys do some really.
I like Luke. Nice. I like Luke's stuff.
Luke does some
Luke
good. But he has that music. That correct. I guess Matt does too, man. All those.
Yeah, he does.
They love that weird like trance music or whatever it's called. Yeah.
It hypnotizes the Australian herper into watching.
Yeah, I guess Tyrone probably has some pretty crappy music on his too, but at least
I think it's pretty much this. We all use the same like program for like royalty-free music, and you know.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know.
Note to self: do not put crappy music behind any videos.
I have faith in you, Eric. You got good taste in music.
Okay, fair enough.
Just don't let Nipper do the music for your videos.
No.
Well, any other train wrecks this year that you guys did not enjoy?
Industry's full of them right now.
What about feeding pizza to alligators?
Yeah.
That's a good one, but
alligator
Pizzagate? What happened?
Yeah.
Pizzagate. No, that's something different, Eric. Stop. Wave off. This is our holiday show. Stop.
I think the only reason I heard about that was because of Bill talking about it on the holiday show. But I guess they made a rebuttal video and made fun of those guys feeding pizza to an alligator or something. But only so much face palming you can do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we don't want to dwell on the negative, I suppose. Let's.
That's right.
Who wants to have a quiz show? Wouldn't be a Reptile Fight Club live video without a quiz show. So we came up with a few questions here. Some of us more than others. Chuck had like 16 pages.
I brought the thunder this year, and they're almost all about Justin.
Oh man, we'll have to weed a few of those out.
No,
he told me Justin told me the cap was 30, so you squeezed in.
Oh, come on! 30.
You have the majority, I'm sure, man.
Yeah, I do.
We don't want this to. I mean, Ron's about asleep. You know, if you need to.
No, I'm wide. Trust me, I'm wide awake. I had half a pot of coffee before I came on here today.
All right, so Eric has been compiling these. We're gonna try to keep track. So we'll send the winner. Let's send him a carpet python poster. How does that sound? Does that sound good? Cool. What you're going to do is just type your answers in the chat, and whoever gets the answer right first, they get a point. And whoever gets the most points gets a poster. If you live in Australia, I don't think I'm going to pay the shipping for it. you can win a poster. You just have to pay to ship it to you.
International orders are not happening.
If you're in the U.S., I'll send you one, no problem.
Okay.
All
right. I'll put ready.
Yeah. Here we go.
There we go.
Okay.
You want?
What is the snake family with the most species? This should be pretty straightforward. I think it should be pretty obvious. Anoles. Kluberday. There you go. Centralian with the
Lucas.
Win. Lucas getting the win there.
Bringing it.
Okay. 1 point on the board for Lucas. Okay. All right. What's next?
All right.
Which rattlesnake species has the smallest range in North America? This might be a little tricky one, but it is the most range-limited species in North America. Not the pygmy. Think more west. Oh, closer. Not clobbereye, though. Lucas almost had 2 points there.
We're getting warmer. Oh, come on, guys. You got
Come on, Lucas.
I think
I have
everybody
faith in you,
dropped
man.
off. There's only 3 or 4 people participating now. You got.
I guess
good
your quiz
chance.
show is not popular.
I guess not. Closer, but no. If you were, does Catalanensis come into the U.S.? Maybe it does.
Catalanensis?
Yeah,
No.
that's on an island, right?
Yeah.
It rhymes with Velarde. If you
Oh
pronounce
my
it,
God.
you pronounce it like Nipper.
Your answer might now that they're saying Catalanensis, that makes me think that your answer might be wrong. Justin.
Might be wrong. Is Catalanensis the one? Should we
Well,
give
it's
Alex a point?
It's only on one island.
That's true. That's a good point. Okay, we'll give Alex a point. Maybe. Okay, so we'll go.
Wow, how do we?
It is
how do we?
also in North America, so
That's true.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I didn't think
true.
of island
Yeah.
species, but
Yeah.
yeah. All right. What genus of geckos can squirt a noxious liquid from their tails? I guess I shouldn't be asking questions like the range restricted rattlesnakes without doing a little research. All right, Lucas. Lucas, point number 2. All right. Good job, Strophurus. What is McPekin in reference to? Oh man, Lucas just has the quick typing fingers. Keith doing what? All right, Lucas gets another point, I guess. Keith,
That's not a full answer. That is not a full answer.
that's
okay,
half the answer.
half the answer. Yeah, I guess anybody could get Keith from that. What was Keith doing? Don't quit yet, Jason. We're only 3 points in. No, not looking at birds.
Nope.
Strike his point.
Yeah.
Well, we might want to limit this to a certain amount. No,
Okay.
not Keith writing out long thoughts. Maybe we'll take 2 or 3 answers. If they're wrong, we'll just give you the right answer and move on.
Okay.
There we go.
There you go. There you go,
got
Lisa.
it.
There you
Good
go.
job.
Yeah, McPekin is in reference to Justin trying to kill Keith as he looks over the edge of the cliff.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think I was trying to kill him. Maybe he.
That is not what Keith came away with.
Okay. Name 3
That's a
people who
pretty
have
good
been
driver,
on.
man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks. 3 people who have been on Reptile Fight Club more than once.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Well, if it helps, there's a couple of them on here tonight.
I know. I was just gonna say.
Okay, we've got Lucas on the board with 2, Alex on the board with 1, and Lisa with 1. So I guess there must be a little bit of a delay. Hopefully you've moved it to the live section here.
That's totally cheating.
He said
yeah,
Zach
that's
Loafman.
cheating.
Zach Loafman.
Zach-
Is that any way to refer to your major advisor?
How dare you, Lucas?
And we haven't
Oh
been
my
guests
God.
on our own
Yeah, we
podcast.
do
Oh,
not.
come
Justin
on.
and I definitely do not count. Zach
Owen will be so
Loafman.
disappointed in you.
Oh, my God.
Matthew trying the same approach. Chuck and me
Hey.
do not count. Zach.
I am
Loafman.
totally
I mean-
calling him Sack from now on. You just fucked up. He's gonna hate you for that. Lucas,
man.
how dare you call your daddy Sack? Oh my God, that's so awesome.
Oh man. Okay. Like I said, there's 2 of them on here tonight.
So much debt.
All right.
Next one.
Should we move
Or no?
on? Yeah. Okay.
All right. What was the answer? Well, there's 2 of them here,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, we got Steve. Steve's been on here. Ron's been on a couple times. Bunch of people. I think Phil's
Bradley's
been on twice. Bradley,
Yeah,
Phil,
Bradley.
both Phils.
Yeah, both Phils.
the Wolf of Wheeler Eye, and
Yep.
yeah. Did Casey came on a couple times? Yeah.
Yeah, Casey's been
All
on
right.
twiest.
Yeah, you guys need to listen more often here. Or we just need more people on our live thing. I think it's the
Yeah.
West Coast thing, man. We're just everybody lives on the East Coast or something. Okay, name the female structure analogous to the hemipenes. It was recently found to have a use or some kind of more to it than just being there. Yeah. They're not called the Iper, Lucas.
How dare you?
Closer. Hemi
Yeah.
and Scott. Oh, wait. Riley got it. That one. All right. Riley is on the board. Okay. All right. Next one. What is the smallest reptile in the world? Ooh.
Dum, 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 dum.
Dun, dun.
This is a Dustin question.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little slow there, Lisa. You gotta type a little faster. Smallest reptile in the world. I hear a lot of fingers Googling right now. Oh, there we go. Is that the one, Nana?
Yeah.
Okay, Lucas gets his 3rd point back.
Okay.
Okay. Name 3 species of lizard that have populations of parthenogenetic females that are just females that rely so primarily on parthenogenesis.
Whose questions are these?
These are general herp. I think last time we had a quiz show, Scott kind of bawled me out for not having like general herp questions. We had too much stuff revolving around the podcast. So
He really scared the fear into you, man. Wow.
I know.
Really?
No. I should have just had a bunch of questions about Chuck, I guess.
I mean,
That's actually a tough one. I can't think of more than one.
Yeah. Lucas has one, the whiptail species. I think there's a couple different whiptail species, but
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like 3 or 4 just in Arizona that are parthenogenetic.
Yeah.
morning geckos, whiptails. All right.
We mentioned one earlier.
Yeah.
Yep.
Steve mentioned it, didn't he?
Mhm.
I'm looking for 3. We got 2 from Lisa. Should we just give her a point? Move on.
Sure.
Podcast of the year. She deserves another point. All right, let's give Lisa a point and go on to the next one.
All right, let's see. We got
which NPR host just fathered a child?
Should be NPR network host.
Yeah, NPR network host. Sorry. Eric did not just
My
father
fault.
a child.
No, I did not. That's why I've been so busy. I haven't told you guys yet.
Yeah, there's way too many jokes in that
All
question.
right.
Yeah.
There's another one for Lucas. Yep.
Oh, we got it? Okay.
Riley and Lisa were right on his heels, though. All right. Name 5 species of rattlesnake the NPR crew found in Arizona on their recent trip. That should be pretty easy. I think we all talked about it a lot. We found 7 in 7 days. So, yeah, I added a couple more in California with Chuck. We found 2 over there.
Yeah.
So, Lucas
The
says
answer
no.
is not no.
Lucas will not be doing this. He is sitting out.
He's taking his sack and leaving.
If you get 3, we'll give it to you. You don't even have to name 5.
I want all 5. Damn it.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, all right. Keep writing them. Not even a guess yet, huh?
I think if you know like rattlesnake species in Arizona, you could probably just guess.
You could probably exactly.
Yeah.
You probably get close. Like,
All right, Diamondback, Cloud Rice, Speckled. Speckled was technically in California just by me, and we found Price Eye on the second one. Well, I said
Price Eye would
trips.
count. I don't think Speckled would count. So.
Trips. Nope, but we didn't find Oreganus either. I found a DOR, but that one doesn't count. Ooh, Blacktail, Arizona Black Cloud. Yep, you're getting closer there.
is that Oregonus one of the hybrids?
I think so. Well, I guess we said
No. Oregonus is up north. It's like,
I said 3, so we'll give
You
it
said
to
3?
whoever got the
You
first
did
3.
say
I guess
you got to back up because I was looking at
Diamondback,
it.
Cloud Ride,
So-
Price. I think Lucas got that one again. He really does want that poster, man. All right. Browtail does not count as one, Alex. I'm sorry. This quick typing is messing with people. How many bird species did I see in Costa Rica?
The answer is nobody cares.
Oh my gosh. Seen a lot of blurry pictures of birds from Costa Rica.
Oh, ouch. No, that Nikon super zoom, it gets the ID, but yeah, that red leg one was pretty blurry. Let's say Alex says that looks like a 101. We'll give it to Alex. It's pretty close. It was 102. So
Okay.
I know he's saying LOL.
I
but-
think that's LOL. Yeah, dude. Sorry, man.
We'll give him a point.
That's got to be the
Point for
most
you.
epic way to win that question I've ever seen. It's like agreeing with me and answering the question at the same time. It's awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah. Well,
You saw 102 bird species, Justin?
102 bird species.
That's
And,
ridiculous.
Were you
Yeah,
just
that
looking
is-
at
that's
birds
nuts.
the whole time?
how many
That's a lot.
new
They're-
ones?
I think most of them were new. I don't think I'd seen really any of them. Maybe 1 or 2 of them. Yeah. I think I'd seen a couple of the heron species, but yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's see. How many pages does the more complete carpet python have?
Oh, nice. Look at that.
Shameless plug.
There we
Look at
go. It's a long book. All right, we got Lucas. Did he get the right answer? I can't remember what the right answer is. I think I wrote
The
it.
right answer
wasn't it 602?
is 640 pages.
Oh, 640.
Who got closest?
Yeah, since we just gave the
623.
answer out.
I think Lucas
662.
might have technically been right, so we'll give Lucas another point.
Wait.
That makes 6 for Mr. Lucas. That's wrong. Well, I counted the all the pages that are marked with I through X or whatever, the Roman numeral pages as well.
It said it's in my hand.
Yep. So
Like,
count
I'm looking at it right now.
you got to count the pages before it starts at 1, Lucas. Come on. All right. That was maybe a trick question, but you got the point, man. Settle down. All right. Next
Another
question.
complete carpet question.
What species
Or
was
more
added
complete.
to the more complete carpet python that wasn't in the first edition?
Everybody should get this.
I said
it
pages,
just-
not numbered pages.
Was it just one species that was added?
Just one species was added. Yeah.
I thought there was 2 that were talked about that was not talked about.
Well,
in
we
the
might have
original.
proposed a couple, potential subspecies, but yeah, there goes Lucas again. Owen Palensis was the only species we added this last time, or this second edition.
It's all Eric talks about anymore. So
It's a pretty good thing to
Yeah.
talk about. I mean,
If you saw one, you'd talk about it too. but,
yeah,
you know.
that's fair. That's fair.
I definitely would.
Yeah,
I
you're
definitely
right.
would.
That's fair.
You get complete bragging rights, Father.
Man, it must be
all
those
right.
little Lucas fingers that can type fast. You know what I mean?
This is an Eric question. When talking about
heads. Oh my gosh, he's
Papuan
hilarious.
or IJs. What does the word or the term PC refer to? What does PC stand for?
Come on, all my Papuan IJ people. What the heck?
Politically correct.
Politically correct IJs.
That's incorrect.
Perfect coloration.
You can't wow me on this one, Lucas. You have to give. Yeah.
Oh,
there we
Tony.
go.
All
Oh,
right.
way to go.
Tony's on the board. I think Tony has a poster. Doesn't he? I think he did. Anyway, okay. Ooh, Riley close on Tony's heels. Okay, what's the highest rated RFC show other than RFC show episode? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which one was the highest rated? Any guesses? I know. I think I'm pretty
There's
sure.
ratings for your show?
Well, like which one had the most downloads?
Oh,
yeah.
This is information Eric has, so I don't know.
Gotcha.
Gotta guess, I suppose.
Was
Lisa
it that
show?
one that you and I listened to?
I know what he's gonna say.
It wasn't that one, Steve. Sorry,
Okay.
man. Sorry. And it wasn't Lisa's. She got the most downloaded the one on
NPR.
NPR. Yep. Nope, it wasn't the naturalistic versus sterile.
Lisa beat this person out.
That's right. Beat that silly co-author of mine. Yeah, Lisa got it. Casey and Nick. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Lisa. Name 3 songs that Eric talked about when coming back from herping with RFC. Eric did.
Nobody's gonna remember this.
You want to give him one, or I mean, let them get one if they get one right.
Yeah, one right.
I'm trying to think which one.
Yeah, see, exactly.
I know one.
Gave her
for
the
sure.
songs.
I know bands. Like I know some bands that you kind of liked and picked up on, but
There's one song in
there's
particular.
one. I think should we give it to Lisa? She said The Who.
Yes.
That's
There
a
you
good
go.
one. Yeah.
Yep.
That was like
There.
our theme song on the
Yeah.
West Texas trip.
Yeah, I'm with
All
you.
right.
I don't even know how nobody knows this except those two.
All right. Hey, we like to geek out over music. It's, yep.
I was in the car, Justin.
Alex, you gotta pay really close attention to NPR and Reptile Fight Club to get those ones. Eric.
We didn't even answer.
Oh wow! Yeah. Lucas already has the answer. Name 3 NPR hosts in the OP Club. If somebody can, Lucas got it pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay, there's 7 points or 8 points for Lucas. What does Stat Sig mean? What does that stand for? It's not Taipan by Cold Chisel. It's disappointing. Did you get into Cold Chisel, Eric?
What's that?
There? Cold Chisel, the band, the Australian band. Yeah, I don't think I listened to Cold Chisel much, but I've heard them before. But
I'll have to write that down.
Guess we need to check them out a little more.
Yeah.
I guess. Riley's done.
Oh, Scott got it
That's
right.
it. All right.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Wait, who got it? Scott?
It was
100%.
Scott Wright.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
we gathered that, Scott. We got it.
Okay. All right. That is correct, Alex and Lisa. Okay, who is the RFC friend who is deathly afraid of riding in a car driven by Justin? You might have heard that earlier. It is not Lucas.
I feel like we've teased some of these.
Lucas has not driven in a car with me. You have to actually ride in the car with me before you can be scared. Keith, Lisa.
Correct.
All right.
Okay.
Lisa's gaining on Lucas. Keep it up. Okay, when herping, what is Justin's drink to keep himself in top form? I think this
You have
one's
to
been
say it
mentioned.
right. You have to say it right.
Oh, okay. Has to be the abbreviation.
Thank
Oh,
you. That is how
Lucas,
you
there
say it
go.
correctly. Yes.
Pulling away. Okay. Name the herp icon that Justin will
DP.
use to support almost any breeding argument.
Yes.
Do I know this one?
I've heard this a lot, Chuck.
So hold on. I'll help with this one.
You're gonna have to see who got the answer right.
Let me see here.
Is it the Barkers? That's what
Nope.
Lucas is asking. Okay. I'm trying to think.
Oh, come on. You should know this.
I should.
No, it's not the Barkers. Who does Justin always bring up when we're talking about anything breeding oriented?
He's no longer with us. Is he dead?
That's correct. He is no longer with us.
Yes.
He's dead.
There was a book that just came out about
Good
it, right?
God, Justin, are you staggering with this? Are you
I
kidding
got
me
it.
right
I got
now?
it. Oh man.
Not Rico.
Will or Rico. I think
There's
Will-
my inhaler.
I think Will's still alive. He's an icon though. Yeah, I think he did it right, man.
Justin has mentioned him in multiple episodes
He's of
when he
European
talks about
descent.
anybody who does great, who's one of the greatest breeders.
Not PB, not old Pete, not old
No.
Teener.
No.
Although Teener is a great guy.
I am shocked. I thought people
Peter
would
Krause,
get this.
that's
No, you guys keep rolling.
PK.
His book came out.
Burt Langawart, thank you. Yes, Scott Wright, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Good job, Scott.
All right. Wait. Let's see.
Who was accused of loving turtles on the Arizona trip? I'll give you a hint. He's here tonight.
He is here tonight.
I guess all of us that were on the Arizona,
that's what I'm
the
saying.
second Arizona trip are here tonight. No,
Nope.
not Dustin. Although
Nope.
Dustin does love turtles.
He does, but no, it wasn't Justin.
not neither of the Ustins.
It wasn't Eric. He wasn't there.
Keep it going.
Steve, thank you. Yes.
Lucas.
Steve was
All right.
accused of loving turtles.
By the process of elimination.
Yes.
Oh, Jason, no worries. No worries.
I was very offended.
I was definitely
I love
never
turtles.
accused of loving turtles.
All right, we have two more questions.
Okay, two more.
Next one's
See.
true or false.
True or false? I love turtles more than birds. Oh, man. Oh, boy.
I think that one's
I'm
pretty
just laying
clear
them out
after
for
the-
you people at this point.
This is your big list of questions, Chuck.
I didn't say they were good. I just said I brought a lot of questions.
Oh, man.
Dude.
All of his handwritten sheets that he took pictures of.
Yes.
Yeah, dude went out of his way to count 102 fucking bird species.
Am I not
Hey,
right
if I-
here, Ron? Thank you.
If I would have seen turtles, I would have counted them. I only saw
I would have stopped
But
counting.
But you
after
didn't
10.
even look. You were so behind that telephoto lens pointed at the sky that you
Oh,
wouldn't have seen a
man.
turtle
Oh,
if you
man.
kicked him.
Okay, I'm giving it to Lisa.
Okay.
All right.
Last
I
question.
think everyone could get a point on that one.
Uh-oh. Which part of me is Chuck most concerned about? Which characteristic? Do you want to give multiple choice, Chuck?
Yeah. So.
There's too many. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
There's. So let's say A, his
That's
moral
true.
ethic. B, his athletic prowess. C, his horrible memory. Or D, his competitive nature.
Ooh, that could be all the above.
But that is not one of the answers.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
All right.
Oh, that's a good one. I think that's a
I
good
think
answer.
Lucas got that one first.
Okay.
No, Lisa did. No, wait.
Well,
Oh,
he
yeah,
said
yeah, I
he
see
can't
what
remember
you're-
names. It's his
I
memory.
see
I thought it was my competitive nature. I thought
No,
that
I'm
bothered you
not-
more.
I am not concerned about your competitive nature, sir.
Okay. Well, it looks like Lucas is our winner with 11 points. Good job, Lucas.
They
and
may
I
be
think,
little fingers, but they're fast fingers.
Lisa got 6 though.
Lisa came in pretty hot. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to send one to Lisa.
Don't sack this, man.
We're pairing up Lucas and Lisa. We're gonna call him Lucas. Sorry, guys. Okay, send me your information. I'll
Sack Loafman will be really proud.
You can send one to Sack as an apology. All right. Well, thanks for playing, guys. That was maybe. I think we had more fun than you guys, but
no, I don't know what they say about little fingers.
Big brain. I don't know if that is that how it goes. Little fingers, big brain.
Biggest sack in West Virginia.
Whoa. You better screenshot that one.
Should I put it up?
I think at this point he's just digging his way.
Is that a compliment or like is that like a
I'm not sure.
No, Dr.
These
Loafman,
are
it was
the
a mistake, and
unfortunate
I just didn't know what to do, so I dug myself deeper. I'm so sorry.
But I got a poster.
It's true.
Yeah, at least he won. That's right.
All right. Thanks, guys. Oh, thank you, Lisa. That's nice of you. We appreciate you guys listening. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for coming on, guys, and sharing your experiences and memories, and looking forward to 2023.
100%.
Good times. All right. Well, it's been it. Good party. Any other parting words? Or we could call it a wrap. All right. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next year for Reptile Fight Club.
Merry Christmas, motherfuckers.